Hey gang, hope everyone's doing well. This is going to be kind of an off schedule or last minute video. I was trying to sneak out to do a live today. I hadn't done a Tuesday live in a couple of weeks. And as I'm leaving, I sit in my car, my phone buzzes. I get a text from one of the region bosses, and they're like, hey, we're bringing this engineer and that dude and this lady, and we're going to have an early dinner. So you got to meet us in an hour and a half. And I'm like, I wanted to go do a quick live and go lay down on my couch. So I will not be laying down on my couch, nor will I be doing a live. It just comes with the territory of what I do, and that's all good. So this is going to be kind of an oddball video tonight. I do want to touch on one thing, and I think it's relevant to a lot of us. So those of you who are paying attention know that the ATF is planning, at the behest of our administration, is planning to change the regulation on pistol-style AR firearms. So for those of you unfamiliar, you've seen the AR-15, which is an M16 in civilian format, semi-automatic carbine. A pistol AR would be defined as one that does not have a buttstock and can have a shorter barrel. Now, normally, if they're a direct impingement firearm, it has a little buffer tube on the end. I'll go into this in another video. I actually have a direct impingement and a piston-fired carbine, so I'll show that in another technical video later. Anyway, long story short, the pistol can have a short barrel. It's basically an AR-15 body with a stubby barrel and a little stub on the butt. Now, for the last 5-8 years, the ATF has said you can use what's called an arm brace on the back. It's basically like a little fin or a little gummy thing that's supposed to attach to the arm. The whole principle is if someone's disabled, it allows them to stabilize on the one hand so they can shoot the pistol with one hand. Now, it kind of looks like a buttstock, so if you extend it, you can shoulder it. People have actually asked the ATF, shooting organizations, USCCA, the NRA, all these shooting organizations have said, hey, can we shoulder this? And what I recall hearing from a few FFLs, and I touched base with a couple this afternoon, and they were all shocked by this new ruling. Well, they were more shocked but not surprised. I don't know if that makes sense. Long story short, what was bugging the crap out of them was, for years, we asked, can we shoulder it at least to sight it in? And the ATF said, yes, if you're sighting it in or in an emergency situation, you can shoulder that little fin that they call the arm brace. As long as the intent is to use it as a pistol. And everyone said, okay. There have been a few million of these damn things sold into the market. There are a lot of people who have them. The ATF changed the ruling and said, you know what, we changed our mind, you can't do that now. Actually, if you have a fin or the arm brace, anything that resembles a buttstock, even if you're not using it as such, that's now a short-barreled rifle. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the terminology, a standard AR-15 carbine or any carbine of that classification has to have a 16-inch barrel and a solid or rigid buttstock. They're saying, well, you guys are kind of skirting around the rules, so you can't do that now. And you have 120 days to either fill out your ATF form and pay your $200 stupid-ass tax stamp and register it as a short-barreled rifle, or take the little fin off or the little gummy thing off and make it look like the classic AR pistol of 10 years ago, or destroy it or give it into the ATF. Oh, and by the way, you have 120 days to comply or you're a felon. After 7 years of telling everyone, no, you can use it as long as you're not abusing the privilege, blah, blah, blah. Now they changed it. This is the same week they want to now remove gas stoves and go all electric on a grid that cannot handle freezing weather in Texas, cannot handle electric cars in California, and cannot handle all the high rises in New York City. But let's put more on the grid. So I guess they can just flip the switch off and turn it off. I don't know. So all this foolishness is going on this week. So right now, per the ATF reg, and I was able to get a kind of a copy of the draft so I can read it. And what you have to do is basically, if you have your AR pistol, you either take the little gummy thing off, so it's just the buffer tube and the ass end of it, or if it has no buffer tube, if it's the piston type, it's just a little butt on it. Or you have to basically take the back and front off and put a long barrel and a solid stock and make it a rifle. Or you have to pay your $200 stamp, but then you have to register it with the feds. Or you have to destroy it, which nobody's going to do because that's stupid. You just spent the money on the damn thing. Or you give it to the ATF, which nobody wants to do either because you spent the money on the damn thing. So there have been no legal challenges yet because the ATF has not formally posted it. So for those of you who are like waiting for the legal fight, it hasn't happened because the ATF hasn't thrown it out on the table yet. I've already heard rumors that everyone from the attorney generals of multiple states to pretty much every shooting organization and a few private citizens and ranches are all about to jump on this thing. Now, mind you, this is not a federal law. This is an interpretation of an older law that really didn't cover this particular subject. They're not going to grandfather anything in, so they don't say, oh, well, if you bought it before the date this going into law, you're okay, but all new AR pistols must have X, Y, and Z. No. They're making it forever retroactive, and they basically pissed everyone off. So my thing is, one, I'm sitting here wondering, well, should I do the NFA? And if I do, should I just bougie it out and say, here's your damn tax stamp. Now I want a suppressor, I want a red dot, I want a laser sight, I want a short-barreled rifle, and all of you can kiss my ass. Or do I just sit and wait? Right now, I'm going to sit and wait. I want to see how it plays out. There are already some senators said they're going to, and representatives said they're going to start nonsense about it. We'll see where it goes. But folks, pay attention to this because I get the, all right, we want to prevent mass shootings. And quite honestly, how many mass shootings were done with an AR pistol, which is short-barreled, and at a distance isn't the most accurate thing? I don't know. I can't answer that. What I don't like is the government is, this last week, between the gas stove mandate and this AR pistol mandate, is basically arbitrarily saying, you know what, we're going to ban shit that's already in your house. That for the last 20 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, we've had gas ovens and stoves. Oh, we're going to ban it now. For your children. They keep saying for the kids. I don't like that. I don't like this government overreach. I don't like the way they're doing things. They're circumventing the legislative, I can't talk today, legislative branch of the U.S. government. And to me, that agitates the shit out of me. That is why we have 3 co-equal branches, so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Now, will the House of Representatives say, you know what, we're going to defund the ATF just to piss them off, and they'll have a fight? That's fine. I'm okay with that. They want to pick fights in Congress. That's why we put them there, so they debate and actually accomplish shit. But guys, watch this stuff. This bothers me because we're basically arbitrarily redefining laws or redefining the rules, not going through the people we elected to review those rules. And they keep screwing with our homes. They're screwing with our rights that they told us in the past. This has been fine for all these years. Now it's not. That bothers me. I have a problem with that. And you should too. And I would pay very close attention. Let's see what ultimately lands as the final draft. What gets pitched out there, right? Right now, there's a lot of conjecture. But we've seen drafts and people have seen, done interviews, but nothing has hit the blackboard yet. There's nothing out there that we can officially say, there's the ruling, that's what they did. It hasn't happened. So you can't really make a legal challenge or any kind of challenge to a ruling that hasn't been enacted officially yet. It hasn't landed on the desk of anyone yet. Now, once it does, it's probably going to be game on, right? People are going to fight this. But pay attention to this kind of stuff. This is stuff I don't like. Okay, and there's been a lot of it lately. And we have a large portion of the country, or at least a very vocal portion of the country, who think it's okay to say, well, you didn't wear your mask, you didn't get your pinch. And I don't care if you got the magic pinch or you didn't get the magic pinch. That's your private business, right? But when other civilians are saying we should put you in jail or we should hurt you because you don't do what I say, and at the same time we have a government just arbitrarily changing rules on civilians, I'm not liking that. And I really need to do a video on the Holocaust Museum, because I went through the big Holocaust Museum in Dallas, and if they'll let me do a live stream in there with one of the curators, I would do that. The role of collaborators in the Holocaust would blow your mind. And we always think of the 6 concentration camps. There were over 400 mini camps all over the Nazi Reich that nobody really knows about, but they mapped them out, and that floored me, guys. Floored me. But the collaborators bother me. Those are the ones that will out you, and they could be in your own family. We've talked about this before. So what's going to happen with all this? Are my family members, my neighbors going to say, oh, he has an illegal gas stove, let's put everything on the grid that doesn't work well to begin with, and really screw up the country? Oh, he has an AR-15 that he didn't register, or he left it in a safe, he didn't do whatever. Like, where does it end? And this is something that's really bothering me. And again, it brings me back to that thing, that display in the Holocaust Museum. God, I really need to get around to making that video, where they talk about the collaborators, not the people who don't understand, the people who are clueless, or even the people who are indifferent. They're like, I'm doing my thing, leave me alone. That's bad enough. But the ones who are actively trying to screw the other people, like they're working at it, not oh, I turned a blind eye to what was going on over there. That's bad enough. That's indifference. But the collaborators, that bothers me. And again, firearms are contentious, but gas stoves, really? And if you go on Twitter right now, there's a bunch of people with a lot of pronouns and a PhD saying, I will not allow my children to go anywhere where there's a gas stove. I could give 0 shits if you're liberal pendejada, you don't want to be in my house, because I probably wouldn't invite you to my damn house anyway. And I'll probably eat meat that would offend your veganness or whatever. I don't know. I've never seen so many stupid, educated people in my life. And I'm a guy with a master's degree, and I see people with master's degree who can't tie their shoes right. And I'm like, y'all have ruined education in this country. So anyway, these overly educated idiots are trying to change the rules of the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, cooking in your damn house, without giving us our Fourth Amendment, which is due process. I got a problem with that. And you should too. Pay attention to this stuff. And what do? Well, aside from making videos, because I've had people like, well, you make videos, what are you doing? From some headless troll in the internet. I want to wait to see how things land, because I will blow up my congressman. And I know I personally have shot clays with my congressmen locally, both of them, the state and the federal congressman. They know my face. I've shaken their hand. I will blow them the fuck up. Not literally blow them with a bomb. I mean, I will blow up their phones. I will email them. I will petition their ass. And if need be, maybe a guy like me needs to take a leave of absence and run for office if they can't do it, because I sure as hell can run for office. I bet we'd be better off with 100 random citizens in the Senate than these corrupt shits we have now. And I probably should have warned you I was going to curse a little bit in this video. In any case, guys, pay attention to this. I'm going to try and keep tabs on this. If I can get my very cool friend, Sitrep chick, who is an FFL and an armorer, on my YouTube channel live. I'll try and give everyone a lot of lead time so you know she's going to be on. If I could get a couple of the FFLs and firearms instructors I know out here in Texas, that would be awesome, because I want to have a panel of people who do this for a living, not just an engineer who's pissed off, and have them and educate us as to what the hell is going on. Pay attention to this stuff, folks. They're trying to screw with our homes, and they're trying to change the rules on the fly. This shouldn't surprise anyone, but it should piss you all off. So, guys, pay attention to this stuff. I will see you all later. I've got to head somewhere. I don't even know where the hell I'm going for this company dinner and shit. I don't know where we're going. They haven't texted me back yet. So if they don't text me back, I'm going home and have a beer at the house, and they can go to Shaboba. I don't care. Anyway, you guys be good, be safe, and hey, blow up the phones, blow up the emails, write letters, knock on doors, whatever the hell it takes. Now it's time to make a bunch of noise. You don't have to burn down the city. Just be a pain in the ass, because I'm not liking this, and I'm not liking this obedience and collaboration I'm seeing on people in social media. All these overeducated idiots. I can't even compute some of this stuff. Anyway, guys, watch this stuff. I'm going to see you later. I'll catch you all later this week. And it's going to be a long week for me, so you may not see too much of me. Apologies again, but you know, it is what it is. We all got to work. God bless, guys. Take care.